Hi guys, this is Christine, your relationship and mindset master doctor and your leverage for change. Today I'm going to continue with the topic with the narcissist because and actually I have a client, not a client, I'm sorry, a subscriber who asked how can they tell the difference between the narcissist personality disorder individual and the dismissive avoidant attachment style individual, because they have some similarities, but I'm going to focus today on the differences. That way you can identify these two individuals in the dating process so that you can know this is someone, if this is someone you actually want to continue in a relationship with, right? Because these two attachment styles are really difficult, and unless the person decides to work on themselves, which usually these two attachment styles are the most difficult to decide. They don't see themselves as something is wrong, especially the narcissist. The dismissive avoidant might, depending on the level of that kind of along the continuum that I always talk about, where they're at, but the narcissist, not so much. All right, so before I start, guys, please remember to look check out my membership button down there. It says click on the join button, and it will give you all the details of the different membership levels I have and how you can participate in this membership and work on yourself, or if you just want to participate by being a member of my channel. So guys, let me start with the differences between these two different personality types. So for the narcissist, shame in the narcissist will usually manifest as anger, rage, blaming. They're usually externalizing their shame. They'll blame others for whatever it is that they think they can blame them for. They will get angry, and they can sometimes become very violent. Become filled with rage, and might actually cause some physical abuse. But definitely verbal abuse is one of their mainstays. All right. They on the other hand, the dismissive avoidant is more, when they're shamed, they will withdraw. There's a wall that goes up, and they will withdraw. Okay. Now the other thing is there's another thing that you can tell the difference with them, and it's the way they respond to intimacy, right? Usually the narcissist will avoid intimacy or closeness more out of contempt and control. It's like a way to control you, or contempt for you, or more, with a goal. The goal is usually to exploit their partner, right? Whereas the dismissive avoidant attachment style avoids intimacy more out of fear of being shamed by their partner. Say they feel that they're not very good at sex. They may not even, they will withdraw because they don't want anyone to shame them or criticize them. Maybe they feel inferior in some way in their body, or in whatever it is that they do, or their job or their work. They will withdraw. From intimacy, more out of shame, they will withdraw. They will not be the ones that would be like doing this out of contempt like the narcissist does. Okay. Another thing is a narcissist needs constant validation all the time, 24/7, 365, right? While the dismissive avoidant, yes, they need validation, but they usually need it from the people around them, the ones who are close to them, and they need it on a much smaller scale, because too much of it comes off as fake to them, and they'll just get turned off by that. All right. So the next thing is that the narcissist love to be the center of attention all the time. As I said, 365 days a year, 24/7, right? They want to be the center of attention, and if they're not the center of attention, they'll do something to create that attention around them, right? That's how much they love to be the center of attention. But the dismissive avoidants, they are uncomfortable with attention, and will usually be the ones sitting in the background from all the attention, right? So these are, this is very different for these two different personality styles, right? Another difference is the narcissist does not respond to being guilted. They will turn that around on you and guilt you instead, and find some and be very angry that you're trying to guilt them into something, and they'll turn it around on you instead, right? While the dismissive avoidance will actually internalize that guilt, and then but they won't show it, guys. They won't show it. They'll feel it. They can feel it, but they cannot show it, right? And they won't show it. I don't know if it's they cannot, because they feel it when they were younger, right? That was one of the things that was one of their core wounds, right? So they'll feel it, but they won't show it, because I guess they don't want anyone to know that they who may want to hurt them further, right? They're really protecting themselves. Whereas the narcissist will go into your face and actually turn that thing around on you. Another thing is that the narcissist will actually recharge their batteries by surrounding themselves with people, because they want that adulation, that admiration, that validation, all of that. They love that. That's how they recharge. They go into place, and anybody who's willing to suck up with them and be like, oh, you're so beautiful, oh, you're this, and you're so lucky, oh, you're so rich, oh, you're whatever it is. That's how they recharge their batteries. Whereas the dismissive avoidant individual, they recharge their batteries by being by themselves. So that's when they'll take off and go somewhere by themselves and just disappear. That's how they recharge their batteries. So the last thing I want to mention is that the narcissist is usually very arrogant and ignorant, with this air of superiority. They're better than everybody else. Whereas the dismissive avoidance can appear very cold and distant, but not arrogant. They usually like to be in the background, whereas the narcissist will just be one of those people shouting and ignorant and just loud and entitled, have that feeling of entitlement. Whereas the dismissive avoidant attachment style is not that way at all. They are not arrogant. All right, guys, they will appear more distant and cold and aloof. All right, so those are the, I think it's 5 or 7, I can't remember. But anyway, those are the ways that you can actually tell the difference between, those are some of the major differences between the narcissist personality disorder individual and also the dismissive avoidant attachment style individual. Okay, guys, I hope you learned something, and please don't forget to check out my membership site by clicking on the join button below. It will show you all the different levels and all that's included, and it's really just another way, especially at the higher levels, of me helping you to work through just getting you to a more healthier attachment style, to be healthier in your choices of mates and partners, so that you don't keep going around in this vicious cycle of toxic relationships. All right, guys, this is Christine, your relationship and mindset master doctor, and your leverage for change. Until next time, take care.